Walking on the pavement, I chip my pride and my teeth on. The girl I grew up with lives a
Testicles 1 2, testicles 1 2, testicles 1 2. This is Omscorpius or Gabrielle, your satanic grey witch, here for another voiceover. This time I'm doing a channeled message for Bael. He was one of the cards that came out, the major energies of the Lucifer channeled message, and this is going to be a quick one that I wanted to squeeze in. I'm going to do a reading for Bael on camera with Bael and Metatron, but for some reason I just kept getting urges from Bael to do a reading for him. So I wanted to do a voiceover for him. I really didn't intend to have Bael as a channeled message, but I'm just going to follow where I'm guided to, and I'm going to continue on with this. I kind of listen to those little urges, like if I keep thinking about the same thing, or if my mind keeps getting drawn to the same thing, it's for a reason. And my mind just kind of settled on some of those movies that I was telling you guys about that are in honor of the energy, the demonic energy of Bael. One is the Rite, which is the one with Anthony Hopkins, the priest who lacked faith. He was an atheist priest who wanted to be an exorcist, and he was challenged by Bael to learn how to have faith in what he's doing, and that sometimes the path that we choose is going to require us to release certain beliefs, dogmas, and ideologies that we have already in our minds of how the world works in order to pursue our actual path. And the other one was I still don't remember the name of that movie. The one with the artist who was channeling the energy of Bael, and basically it was helping him to improve his artwork, but at the same time he was actually channeling a demonic energy that had possessed a man who was like killing children, and he was also doing this in the name of Bael as well. And Bael kind of gave the artist a choice. He was a struggling artist with a family that he had to feed, and he's like, he was improving his artwork through challenging him, and he's like, if you want fame and glory for your family and yourself to gain more riches, basically sacrifice your daughter, which this killer ended up like kidnapping his daughter, and he had to make a choice. Was riches more important than the life of his daughter? For the priest, is my personal belief of atheism more important than the path I'm choosing, and I could risk actually losing my teacher because I don't believe in really the practices that he's showing me, because I'm an atheist. So Bael, as we know, is the King of Wands, which deals with willpower, choices, our fire energy, and he's all about negotiations. For something, I will have to take something from you, and depending on what we are willing to release will basically dictate the quality of what we will receive. And sometimes if we have impure hearts, we will have impure minds, and we most likely may choose wrong based off of impure desires that aren't true to what our soul wants. Impurity of heart basically just means being in alignment with your own soul. It's not necessarily about right or wrong. It's more about being in alignment with our soul. And that Bael basically gives us opportunities and lessons through our choices that are either leading us closer to our soul's path or leading us astray. And it's not really Bael himself leading us astray, because this is an energy, a shadow energy that is within everybody. It's more of a challenge to challenging us to choose wisely for ourselves, for the good of our own souls, for the good of our own path, and for the good of feeding our soul instead of our egos, our dogmas, and our ideologies that may or may not be in alignment with who we truly are, who we're truly meant to be, and who we're trying to become. So he's pretty awesome. So I want to start with my disclaimer. I basically gave you a rundown of what we're doing. This is a reading just particularly for Baal, because he's been like bugging. I have the ghost radar in the background. Right now we have the word earn, earning something, working towards something, and what are you working towards really will dictate what you're going to be earning back. What do you want, and why do you want those things? And is it true that you really want those things, or are they based off of false ideologies of what you think you want and not really what you truly want? So these readings are for entertainment, healing purposes only. If it resonates with you, great. These readings are timeless. You catch them when you're meant to hear them. If they don't resonate with you, that's fine too. Leave the message where it is and let someone else hear it that needs it. If it triggers you, I am not responsible for your lack of shadow work. We are triggered so that we can see where the pain is. It's not a personal attack. I'm just sharing my gift with the collective, giving back for those who have given to me, who've helped me on my own path. So this is for the collective, those who need it. I appreciate those who come here and they actually take something from my readings. Some people who listen to my readings actually inspire me, and you know who you are. And it's an honor always to have you even in my energy, to even have you as someone energetically in my life, even if I haven't physically met you. So thank you. For those who love me, I love you back. So we're going to start our reading. I've got my wine, I've got water, and I've got an energy drink. So we're just going to be like going through all three of these. It's a little early to be drinking wine, but I'm just having one cup. Okay, just so I can loosen the gills. I'm going to take a sip. So the tarot card that the deck we're going to be using for Baal is my Stranger Things tarot deck, and I have like a ghost tarot deck, which I'm pretty good at reading just on the fly. I use them for my personal self if I'm feeling weird or I need quick insight. I just get my ghost deck, and I'm pretty well connected with those cards. We have our shadow goddesses, of course, our shadow cards for more pain digging, and we have the embroidered graveyard, angel and demons, my quote jar. And I think that's all the cards Baal really wanted. So we're going to pull a quote just to start everything off. Let's see what we get. Hopefully something new. I said I was going to take some time out today and put new quotes in here. So I had two. I was thinking about leaving one, but I'm just going to take... Oh God, did I get more than two? No, okay, I got two quotes. Okay, so we'll read this. The first one says, "Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is perseverance in the presence of fear." That's a good one. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is perseverance in the presence of fear. Courage is not in the absence of fear. Courage is perseverance in the presence of fear. I love that this quote came out because there's something about Baal and his lessons and opportunities, his negotiations that he gives us. There's always an element of fear with that, because like I said, I don't play when it comes to Baal. I don't fucking play hopscotch with him. I don't joke around with Baal because he's very old. He's up there with one of those older demonic energies who've kind of been around for a while. I have to look him up, but he almost has the energy of a Canaanite deity, which they don't fucking play. Okay, they can get bloody, and they can get really cruel sometimes, and that's why I don't play with him. And so Baal, it feels like he brings fear with whatever negotiations he's making with us. Like I said, his lessons are always going to be detrimental to our life. They're either going to drastically change our lives for the better or for the worse. And so in both of those movies that I mentioned, there is an element of courage that is necessary with both of them. The father, his fear was right now, without channeling this energy, I don't have enough money to provide for my family and to keep this house over our heads, because he had, moved them out into the country because they wanted to get out of the city. But then, like, his art just wasn't taking off the way he hoped, and his wife was, like, mainly working a lot. And so it was kind of like his pride, type of thing. So there was a lot of things weighing on his shoulders, like really supporting his family in this new lifestyle. But then also it took some courage to be like, if I release this, if I say no to Bael, I'll have my daughter back, but we're probably going to be back to struggling. But to lose my daughter and to be able to afford this house and then some, is that, you know what I mean? That takes courage either way, to choose one or the other. And there's an aspect of fear, because no matter which choice he made, it was going to drastically shift his life. If you lose your child, and he actually really loved his daughter, it was just when he was sucked into the power of Bael and he was doing this artwork, it was more like his mind kind of got really focused on the money aspect, because he really wanted to do better. But then it's like, who are you doing better for? And he's like, without his daughter, it wasn't worth losing her. So there was like fear on both sides of that coin. And it took courage to do both of them, because if he didn't agree with Bael, then he would probably have to go back to struggling the way things were, which is why he even, did it in the first place, so they wouldn't struggle. So it's all about choices. And I feel like there's some type of sacrifice no matter what we choose with Bael. The other one is our hearts are our... Okay, let me start over. Our hearts, our earth. Memory is our sun. We'll try that again. Our hearts, our earth. Our memory is our sun. Our hearts, our earth. Memory is our sun. So I actually got this quote from a singer. I don't remember his name. I want to say it's anime or something like that. And he sings like, "Bad thing, something girl, do-do-do." Oh my God. I don't know the lyrics, but in one of his songs, he's singing about leaving his home and like seeing the world, because his home was basically boxing him in. And he's like being haunted by like the memories of like his old childhood, where he came from, and understanding that his heart is his earth, and like if he's not fulfilled in his heart, he's basically dying. And like the memories that he replays in his head have to kind of nurture his heart. And so it goes back to that whole trauma base. Like the memories that we repeat in our head are either nourishing our hearts, our emotions, or they're haunting our heart and toxifying them. We can either replay good memories over and over and in our head, or we can replay bad memories over and over in our head, constantly bringing ourselves emotionally back to that place of trauma, pain, and hurt. And basically there's a choice in that, because you can control your memory, and our memory is connected to our heart, so it'll automatically trigger our emotions. So it's like taking accountability for how we trigger ourselves emotionally by the thoughts that we constantly replay in our head. Where are we putting ourselves? Because a lot of times trauma can be something people are suffering from, pain from the past that has gone and went, but you're still replaying those things in your head, and your body doesn't know the difference. When you're thinking a thought, it doesn't know the difference between, is it happening now or is that from the past? All it knows is that you keep replaying it in your mind, and if it is attached, whatever that memory is, to some type of heavy emotion, whether it be good or bad, you're basically triggering yourself and keeping yourself in a low energetic frequency that's hurting you, that's causing you pain. And it's like, how are our memories our sun to our hearts, that is our earth? So emotions, the heart space, is very, very vital to us as a spiritual being. It dictates our frequency, whether it be in love or pain. But we naturally experience both of those. The difference is, to keep our hearts in pain would be to continue to suffer, causing suffering. That is not natural. And it's not natural to stay in an energy of love. I believe more in flowing, allowing yourself to flow with how you feel, but keeping the flow going in a constant state of motion like water. I really do believe in that. I feel like sometimes it can be a trap to try to keep yourself in the energy of love, a high frequency. I do believe there is such a thing as toxic positivity, where you're not allowing yourself to feel the pain that you definitely feel by forcing yourself to always feel love, always feel good, always be positive. But that's not natural, because naturally we experience pain and love and all that is in between. So flow sounds more natural to me, allowing yourself to feel whatever you feel at the moment, but release it so that you can feel something else. And know that you releasing things and feeling things is a natural part of life. Detachment, to a certain extent, to your human experiences, so that you don't trap yourself in the Four of Pentacles. We want to really stay away from trapping ourselves in a decision that is not going to serve us if life is supposed to be fluid, always in motion. So those are our quotes from Bael. Now I'm going to jump right into the angel cards, because I feel like I don't want to, so I probably should. And we're going to lead with our oracles first, and then we'll leave our tarot at the end, okay? So I'm doing, I'll do a demon first to pair up with Bael. I can't wait to do ghost readings. I have some things coming in the future with these voiceovers that I hope we got confirmation on the phone, and that I hope the collective will take from it. I have some spirits I'd like to commune with, and I'd like to commune with them with you, to share our conversations. I like speaking with the dead. Alright, so let's see. Okay, we got a demon right out. 2, I think. 3. Alright, these guys came in a nice thick, they were stuck together. Okay, we have the 4 of Cups on the back of the deck, what we don't see, which is basically an emotional trap. We have the World, which is rebirth. We have the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. So I get the sense with the 4 of Cups and the 6 of Cups, it's kind of holding on to something emotionally and trying to move forward. With the 6 of Cups, both of these guys have horns, which I think the horns in a spiritual symbolism is for the spirit, which is permanence. And it's keeping permanence in something. It might have to do with the permanence of our spirits, because emotions and spirits, like I just said earlier, is plays a big part. Our emotions play a big part in the vibration of our spirits. So rebirth is here. And with every rebirth, in order to even be reborn, you're going to have to die or end something at some point. We have Jupiter, Venus twice, and Mercury here with communication. So I feel like it's emotionally holding on to how we feel about people, places, things in our communication. Cancer is here with emotions, with the Six of Cups and Venus. This could do with family, friends, a community, how we nurture others and ourselves. We have Capricorn in the world. This is work. Definitely with Jupiter and Capricorn. And then we have the Gemini here again with communication with the Ten of Pentacles and Venus energy. So the two that have something to do with like some type of communication with family and friends. So I feel like it's holding on to certain relationships that we feel bring us a Ten of Pentacles, like some type of physical fulfillment. And it's like, with this Capricorn in the world, when it is time to renew with these people, places, and things, because yeah, you can hold on to people because they give you something financially, like a support system, a group. But not everybody is ready to evolve together. And sometimes that's when this Four of Pentacles comes up and can entrap us with social groups, because your evolution may evolve out of the people you surround yourself with. So I feel like there's an aspect of bringing our attention to that. And we have memories, our son. And I remember saying this song is from like how this guy emotionally he felt some type of way towards his hometown, but he had to grow up. He had to grow out of it because he felt like it was limiting him. And it takes courage to kind of leave our community behind, especially when it's attached to a Ten of Pentacles, which is basically our security. So we'll get the books and we'll get more detail about what these demons actually mean. Okay, I'm gonna pull an angel card. Before I do that, hold on. I hope one angel card comes out. I don't want like a whole spew of them. Because I feel like this quick reading might turn long. And I'm not trying to rush you, Bael. I should put Bael's on in the background. Let me do that. Yeah, I'll put a little Bael on for you. I love having my computer right next to me because I've got everything at my fingertips. Bael. Not Belial, Baal. I kept getting their names mixed up in the video when I was listening back. I'm like, girl, that's Baal. Why are you saying Belial? Baal. He's the one with the cat, the frog, and the man head on like some small looking creature. I think it's a frog's body or something. I don't remember all of it, but that's Baal. Okay. Baal. He's awesome. Old grandpa. Oh my god. The grandpa. Okay, so I'm going to put two of them on in the background. I love Baal. He's scary though. I don't play hopscotch with him. I don't play with Baal. I think he appreciates that. I literally, like I said, I don't know a lot about Baal, and I literally don't reach out to this demon unless like I'm in the garbage dumps. Like I gotta be in the dumps of garbage. And it's more like for fatherly advice or protection. Look, I've got daddy issues and I've got all my demons to like replace my dad. Oh my god. So we got two angels. We're gonna leave it at that. Thank you. My demons help me with my daddy issues. All right, so we have a three-faced angel here breathing into a heart. This is the Three of Pentacles. This is working at something, a skill. Okay, it's really pretty. It's lots of red and fire at the crown of the three heads. When I see the three faces, I think of three aspects of mind: the power self, the mirror self, and the shadow self. Past, present, and future. Mind, body, and spirit. The Trinity. And I keep seeing this wand here. There's some type, so in the world, the lady is holding this staff, and it has a zigzag like a lightning bolt at the bottom of it. And in the demon card, the world, the tip of it is crushing and crashing into the earth. Now there's an angel, Six of Cups again, came up again here. We have Six of Cups and the demon and the angel card. So this is like emotions on a conscious that we're consciously aware of, because you can say angels are the equivalent to our consciousness, what we are aware of, what's in the light. Demons are what's in the shadow. And so we have the Six of Cups in both shadow and light aspects. Now, but in this Six of Cups, this angel has the same type of staff the world is holding, the demon card. And he has it facing upward. So if there's like an as below in the demon card and an as above in the angel card with emotions. The world, I feel like, is some type of physical thing, and the emotions go up. So I have this saying, what goes up must come down. So basically, you rise from hell, right? Your earth element, your root chakra, your fears, your I ams. And you go up into the heart space where emotions would be, the Six of Cups. And you go past that to the crown, and that is your heaven. But whatever you're bringing up from hell in your heart chakra is always going to come crashing back down into your physical world. So it's mindful to make sure your hell is kind of stabilized emotionally in what I am, and that's basically the root of who you are. So to gain anything outside of yourself means everything about the root of who you are. Because if the root is unstable, everything comes back down to your root. Even if you build a 10 of Pentacles, if your personal root is unstable, it'll crash down even on everything that you've built without yourself, because you start from I am, and then you start coming out like I am this, and then you start manifesting these I ams in your surroundings, in your life, as you rise up to your crown chakra. I think in the Emerald Tablets, there's a part in there where it talks about bringing down a thought form into the earth realm to create something. And what is brought down depends on what is brought up. What is brought up comes from our unique eyes, what we are eyeing into internally, and then we bring it out. So there is what goes up must come down aspect here. And I feel like there's some element of how it's going to come down depends on how you build it up. And it's not how you build things up externally. It's definitely how you build it up internally, because whatever work you do internally will be revealed externally, because that is the natural flow of things. Alright, so let's get our demon books and angel books and get the nitty gritty. So I think I want to start with their angel first, with the three faces and the Three of Pentacles. Then we'll move into the 10 of Pentacles with the demonic energy of the Ten of Pentacles, okay? Then we get the Angel Book. Need a sip of wine and a sip of water. So, the 65th angel, God, source of wisdom. This is the first genius belonging to the last chorus of angels, spurs us to discover our true passion. Through journeys, new adventures, or new constructions, and the exploration of that astral space that belongs to the sphere of Yodas, we can reach realizations of our divine self. However, if we aren't able to skim from our seas of emotions and desires, the negative ones that come from below, they will draw storms and shipwrecks upon us. So, basically what I said, if we aren't able to skim from our sea of emotions and desires, the negative ones that come from below, they will draw storms. So, this is basically, I feel like, internal exploration of ourselves. So God, source of wisdom, God's source is within us, every single one of us. If you're born, you have the potential to have God's source, but that potentiality all depends on how much work you're willing to put in, not on your external world, because the external world comes from within. It depends on what you're willing to do on the internal world. Now, understand we live in the matrix where they're indoctrinating you to externalize your God source, but that's not true. That's a lie. The true God source is within you. And so we kind of live in a matrix where it has really taught us to really not trust ourselves and to trust institutions, to trust people without ourselves, our illusions, to teach us who to be, how to be, and what to become. But really the truth is the only one who can tell us that is ourselves. So following another can possibly lead you and misguide you from your God source and your true desires, your truest self. It can add confusion. So that was beautiful. Now we'll move to our 10 of Pentacles with our Demon card. This is the 18th Daemon. Heritage and continuity. Okay, so continuing on with an heritage. That's that 10 of Pentacles. That is that physical security. Dynamic drive. So it's the drive to continue a community, a heritage, a way of being, a dogma, a social standard, social construct. Now, you can contribute to that, but is your contribution to the continuity of a heritage that is leading you off of your path and leading others off of your path really worth your time and energy that you pour into it? You know, I feel like being concerned about our community is important. Participating in our community is important. But to the extent that we do that, where we're sacrificing ourselves and our own continuity of our own divinity within ourselves is important. Like that's when it becomes a problem. If you are obligating yourself to your community and neglecting yourself internally and kind of just, that's you sacrificing yourself for the continuity of your community. Now, I'm not saying nobody can do that. I mean, if that's your calling, you do what you're called to do. But if you feel trapped by that, burdened by that, then how you are feeling needs your attention. Like with the angel, if we're skimming our sea of emotions and desires, and we have negative ones that come from below, as below, so above, as within, so without. If doing this, sacrificing ourselves for our community is bringing about negative emotions, maybe that's not our path. It's bringing up negative emotions for a reason, because you're not in alignment with your soul. You either need to change your participation in the community, or maybe change the community around you. Like, leave it. So we'll move on to our next angel, which is the Six of Cups. Remember, we got 2 sixes. 1 6 in our angel element, another 6 in our demonic element. So we'll read these back to back, okay? So we can stay with the 6 of Cups energy. We're getting into that now. This is the 23rd angel. This is the angel with that staff that goes above. Whale. It says whale on the ghost radar. I was thinking, I recently had dreams about like sharks. And, I rarely have dreams about major pain. Major pain. Okay, but back to the whale on the ghost radar. I have dreams about sharks. I rarely have dreams. I always have these dreams where I don't know what this place is, but I dream of water a lot. Water is very significant to me. And a lot of times my dreams on water are in the darkness. It's always nighttime on the light of the moon, on just water, amassed water. And the rare times that I have water when I'm on the water and it's daytime are very rare and fall in between. I think majority of my dreams and meditations, it's always dark on the water and there's always a moon. But those rare times I've had it in the daytime, there's always like some aspect of like a little boat and like sharks like circling my boat. And the water's crystal clear. Whenever I have dreams about it like being daytime in the water is like crystal fucking clear. Like I can see right through that bitch. Like there's just crystal clear as fuck, okay? And it's always like that. I've never had it where it's not like that. Like, oh, it's a little smoggy. No, whenever I have dreams about water and it's daytime, it's crystal clear. There's not always sharks. But more times than not, there's always some aspect of a fucking shark in the water. And I recently had a dream. I've had dreams recently about these goddamn shark men. These men, like, it's like human bodies and they have shark heads. And they're just not the coolest people to be around. I don't know who these fucking people are around me in my energy, but my dreams are revealing that these aren't my friends. And I was thinking on it. I reflect a lot. And I was like, well, if they're sharks, then what am I? Like, what kind of sea creature am I? A whale. Some type of whale. And I'm some type of whale in the water. And that's pretty cool, I mean, I can't choose what I am, but yeah, whales are cool. They're slow moving. They mate for life, and they're not predators for the most part. I don't think they are. They're loving and they're intelligent creatures. I think sharks are more like primal, but I'm never going to say no animal is not intelligent. They just have a different intelligence than us. But if I had to say a shark and a whale might be not so predatory. So cool. But okay, so we have major. So let's get into the Six of Cups. I digressed a little bit. We have God who listens in concealment. Let me read that again. God who listens in concealment. This angel makes us favorable to any judgment by giving us the political skills through which we can lead others to the truth and harmonize social life. This happens only if in our private microcosm we have managed the impulses to generate by desire mental superstructures or demands of our bodies. In fact, if we do not manage our ambitious impulses towards truth and order, we will attract envy, conspiracy, or inevitable betrayal towards us. Whoa, that was kind of heavy about the whole shark and whale thing that I just trailed off into. So, this is favorable judgment through which we can lead others to truth and harmonized social life. So I feel like there's a selflessness in the Six of Cups to, if we are to serve our communities and our heritage, do it in a selfless manner where you're just trying to bring harmony and balance back into the collective. You're not doing it for selfish reasons. And I feel like to have desires full of selfish reasonings, like I only want to influence my community because I want to control people, not I want to free people. I think when you do it from an impulse of I want to control people, you end up attracting that same energy back to you of other people that wish to control you. That's basically it. I just said it. If I go any further, guys, I'm going to drown. So that's our angel. And that's basically to help somebody in a selfless manner. Takes a lot of I aming. It really goes back to your root chakra of what you already are is what you will output in the world. I don't want people to follow me. I want people to follow themselves and listen to themselves and their soul, because I already know what it feels like to follow others and be misled and to be lost and not know yourself. I already know what it's like to be controlled. So I don't seek to control others, but if I can some way touch your soul and touch your pain and show you the way to yourself, then I'm giving back to you honestly with what I wish was given to me. To be free. I hit a chord with myself. So we'll move into the Six of Cups, our demon. Uh, 23rd demon. This is memories. What the fuck? He is memories. Our memories are our sun. Unstable balance is his nature. His meaning is memories. I feel like with our memories being our sun, replaying memories that keep us unbalanced or enslaved or trapped or kind of like caged up toxic energy is important for us and our responsibility to control those memories, sift them out, identify them, make peace with them, fold them up, put them on the shelf, take them out sometimes and review them, because that is our job as a spiritual being, to take full accountability and control over our lives. That is what we're here to do. We're not really here to control others and how others feel about us and how others feel. We're here really ultimately to control how we feel about ourselves and how others have made us feel. Because it's no one else's responsibility to change how you feel. And they can't. They literally cannot, because only you can do that with the power of being, I am me. I am me. I am. No one else can I am for you. And so we have to constantly make action every day, habitually, on how we I am and affirm to ourselves who we are. And if we don't believe who we are, belief is a doubt. I'm like sticking to that quote now because it's different between I believe and I know who I am. No one can ever tell you what you know. You know it. It's a fact. Believing is like I'm having faith in something that I cannot see. But to know something is beyond a doubt. It is a fact at that point. No one can know you like you know yourself. Even if it's an uncomfortable feeling, no one can know that the way you know it to be. And so that is why it is always our responsibility to take care of those elements within us. Our mind, body, and emotions. All 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And it's like we need to take more accountability for that and stop putting it off on other people, because 1, they can't do it, and 2, it's our responsibility. And it's no one could ever do that to the core of who we are the way we can. No one can. It's ours to do. And it's our power, our God right to do it. Thank God that we only have the power to do that, because shit, people want to be led, but do you really want to be led? Because some people, the way they I am is not the way you really want to I am. So thank God that no one else really has authority over how you I am. Thank God. In a sense, it's like a blessing and a curse, because we might be I aming the wrong fucking way. We might be beating up on ourselves sometimes, but thank God no one else can like literally go inside of us and fucking attune and control us, literally. Thank God we still have free will to beat and abuse ourselves or choose to stop at any point. I dread the day that may come or may not come where they have the power to shut that switch off and you can no longer choose to love or hurt yourself. It's somebody else's power over you. That's scary. That's truly taking away your will. Even though we may misuse our will from time to time and do the wrong shit and hit our head up against the wall, at least we can say at the end of the day, this was my choice. You know what I mean? But just as much as it was our choice to hurt ourselves, to relive those toxic memories over and over, and causing us to feel that pain over and over again, at least at the end of the day, the least we can say, it was my choice. But all I'm asking, choose what's best for you. Choose what empowers you, because if that is your biggest power, use it wisely and become a god. Heal yourself. Get yourself out of I ams that aren't serving you. And serve yourself. So that's our 6 of Cups in demon energy. Now we'll go to Billy. I have Billy on the ghost radar. Who the fuck is Billy? Billy Loomis from Scream. I love Billy Loomis from Scream. I don't know why. Billy Loomis from the Scream. He was cute. I forgot that actor's name. I think it was like Matthew something. He was cute. Yes, the bad boy. The bad loner boy. Okay, we're just going to leave it there. All right, we're going to move on now. So we're going to stay in this cup energy, and then I'll leave the world for last. We're going to go to the 4 of Cups. I can't believe I started crying. Oh, God. We have the what What? Oh, wrong one. I'm gonna take a sip of wine, guys. I need it. Maybe I should drink some water. I feel really thirsty. I'm gonna drink some water too. I feel like sometimes people who want to imprison others feel some type of imprisonment themselves. Because if you've ever felt caged up in any way, I didn't like it. It's not cool. Why would you ever want anyone else to feel that way? Like, I can honestly say it doesn't feel good. So, what is it that you would want someone else to feel that way? Ever. We're out here doing it, trying to cage people up. There's something in us that definitely feels caged up, or we wouldn't put that out in the world. I don't know. I can't understand everything. Okay, so a 48th daemon is apathy, stagnating, and aggressiveness. Stagnating and aggressiveness. This is the Four of Cups. Okay, so I said the Four of Cups is like that emotional trap. Apathy is kind of like a numbness to feeling. Like, I feel like stuck in a way of feeling, stuck in some emotional trauma. Apathy is like, I can't empathize with you. But it's like you can't feel for another. And I feel like I felt initially when the Four of Cups came out, that was our problem. Is trying to move forward emotionally when we're stuck in some emotional trap that is not feeding our earth, which is our heart. And I just want to say, you're never stuck.
Sky.
It is a choice to stay that way. And I do know, I just want to put it out there are some traumas that cannot be healed in one lifetime.
Valuable.
But that's not valuable. Came up on the ghost radar, but that doesn't mean that you don't continue to put the work in to chip at it. Because even if you can't accomplish pulling yourself completely out of your emotional pitfalls, if you're chipping away at it, you have another lifetime to pick up where you left off. And it's just because you got hurt deeply does not mean you stop healing yourself because someone or something hurt you deeply. Don't give up on yourself. Don't ever give up on feeling good about who you are and what you choose to be. I think actively choosing to feel good about who we are, even if we feel like shit, is important. Because we're a fucking god. We're not meant to just suffer. To suffer and suffer and suffer. That's imbalance. That is not a balanced being. And that's not you living in your power. that's you staying in like wounded energy. Now, this could be like a crippling type of trauma. And we're all wounded warriors out here. We all get fucked in this life, no matter what. The level of fuckery may vary. But I feel like taking your power back is saying that I'm not going to let this pain be my story. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to let this pain define who I am. I define who I am. My experiences do not define who I am. These are experiences that cause me to evolve. And it's just, you got to change the way you look at things. And the things you look at do change, because that's your fucking power. Your perception of yourself and the perception of what you've been through. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on how you feel. Because how everyone feels is valid in some type of way. Because it was your experience. I can't tell you your emotional pain is not real. No one can ever tell you that. Because how experiences have affected you is true in your right, in your eyes, and your experience. That is your truth. But what you do with that and allowing that to empower you or disable you is your choice as well. So take your power back. Take your power back and don't give up on yourself. Don't allow the pain to define who you are, where you're going, and who you're meant to be. Because you're not meant to be that pain. You're not meant to be that trauma. That's not your story. And that's not the end of you, right? Because if you're here, you're still alive and breathing, right? As long as you have breath, you keep breathing, you keep going, you keep working at it. You never give up. Because that is your fucking power. Some people out here are literally trying to end one another because the matrix is programmed in death energy to suffer. So it is only natural and inevitable that we encounter these energies that are meant to cause deep scars, to wound us as a spiritual being. But understand, you are not any experience that ever happened to you. You're not. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. You will outlive that pain. You will outlive that pain. So you keep working at it. And what you experience is a human experience. It is no definition of who you are. Because you define who you are. So don't allow your illusions to tell you who you are. Because it's not your reality. Alright, so we'll move on to our last demon, which is the world. She's the only... We have a gun here. We have a gun on the radar. Suicidal thoughts much? Is that it? Well, you know what? You'll just be right back here where you started. Okay? So, the topic still stands. Keep going. It don't stop. We don't die. We just transform into something else, a new form. Don't give up on yourself. You cannot give up on yourself. Literally, I am you and what I see is me. And I'm telling you, you'll just start back up where you left off. So, just keep going. Change how you look at it. Take your fucking power back. Take your fucking power back. Realize you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not your body. You are not your ideologies. You are not your society. You are not your name. You are literally an energy experiencing itself through these experiences, casting out others so that you can experience pain and love, hurt, betrayal, loyalty. You can experience... Oh, my phone freaking cut off again. God damn it, bitch. I hope you heard something I fucking said, bro. Political. Why are we making freedom political? When did freaking living in our souls calling, following ourselves become a political thing? Shit. What is this, mind control? Like, when did that become political? When did my happiness and your sense of fulfillment and my sense of fulfillment become a political thing for the community? When? We need to stop that shit. As long as you're happy over there, living your life, minding your fucking business, and you're not hurting anybody else, I have no complaints. You're living your purpose. You're living a more fulfilled life. That's good. Why are we politicizing that and making it like a bad thing? Like, that's weird. That's weird to me. I feel like the only people who have a problem with that are the ones who are not living on their purpose. And it's like they're looking to other people being like, well, I want that purpose. What? You are your own eye. Do what you do. Stop following people. It's like this sheeple thing. Like, stop it. Stop it, sheep. Stop. I am a sheep. No, I am not a sheep. I am a scapegoat. And the scapegoat becomes the black goat. I am mistaken as a sheep, and I'm not. I'm like the black goat trying to blend in with the sheep. And I've realized that's my problem. Like, I've realized, because I've always been the scapegoat. And I feel like I've been the scapegoat trying to blend in with sheep and not realizing that is what was fucking me up to begin with. Because even though I was trying to blend in with the sheep, I couldn't. And that's why I was always the scapegoat, the target. Because I'm not like the sheep. Until I realized and accepted myself as being the fucking scapegoat and realizing there is power in being the scapegoat. That means you're not a sheep, you're a fucking goat. So go do goat shit. Whatever that is, standing on mountains. Standing on mountains alone, being a goat. I'm not a sheep, and people get mad. The other sheep get mad. They're like, this bitch, she don't look like us and she don't act like us. Like, get that bitch out of here. Get her out of here. And I'm just like, bah. Bah. But I'm not. They're like, no, you're not fooling us. I'm just like, okay, fine. I'll stop pretending. I'm not a sheep. I don't agree to this. I don't agree to this. I'm upset. And I'm mad that you guys don't see my point of view and you're just casting me out. I mean, it's because I'm not supposed to be part of the herd. But if I'm out here aspiring some other sheep goats who are pretending to be sheep and they've had similar experiences, come on, buddy, just take it off. Take off the sheep costume because we don't fit in for a reason. And it's okay. Just gotta get over it. Just accept it. They're not gonna like us because we're spitting shit, we're saying knowledge and shit, and they're like, what that bitch knows about anything, okay? She's not a sheep. Oh my god, why does that feel like the story of my life? And I feel some type of way about it. People get mad at me because I'm saying I'm a scapegoat, but I'm mad because I am the scapegoat. I'm still healing from that. I'm just learning to fucking accept that. Thank you, Black Phillip, for teaching me it's okay to be the scapegoat. I have a problem with being the scapegoat. Because I'm trying to fit in, bro, but I don't. I stick out like a sore thumb. And when I start talking, people are like, you're weird. You're not like us. No, I'm not like you. Maybe we can hang out and learn something from each other. But once you start throwing that sheep shit on me, it's just not gonna work. It doesn't work. You can't do that. You can't program me because I'm not okay with it already. And I'm sitting here trying to readjust my sheep costume and it's just not working. Bro. It's like weird. Like, people get mad at me for saying it and they don't understand that I'm hurting. And like, I'm mad that you're mad that I'm saying it. Because you won't accept me as one of your sheep friends. And you won't accept me as your sheep friend because I'm not a sheep. And you can see it from a mile away. And you're like, you're weird. You might not be able to see it from a mile away, but as soon as I start opening my mouth and you get to know me, you're like, yeah, that bitch is weird. I don't like her. Oh my God. That's alright. Story of my life. I'm hitting a pivotal point in age, and it's like, when are you going to stop caring? Like, you can't live your whole life hurting because these sheep won't accept you, bitch. Accept yourself. Because trying to get in with them is never going to be satisfying. Never. It's never going to satisfy your soul because they'll never like you. They'll always be upset. They'll always think and feel some type of way about what you're saying. Because you're a black scapegoat for the shit that they're not ready to admit in the sheep herd. That is the problem. I don't believe in a shepherd. I don't believe in that. Especially the shepherds that we've been given leading us to the slaughter. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in death, energy, and suffering. I have a lot of doubt in that is what we came here to do and be. And a lot of the sheep don't think so. It's like, once it becomes popular to die and suffer, it's really hard to get the collective to like wake up out of that. It takes a while for them to like realize, oh, this is some bullshit. yeah, that's what we've been saying. It's bullshit. I'm not the first one, and I'm not the only one, and I'm not going to be the last one. She's going to be hooting and hollering about this is some bullshit, and we need to wake up because they're trying to slaughter us out here. Hopefully the system is changing for the better, to give sheep the opportunity to become goats or unicorns or wherever the fuck they want to be. I don't care. Whatever it is you want to be you. I'm so mad that probably didn't catch what I was saying, but we're just going to move on from it because I don't have time to keep saying shit over and over again because I talk in the moment. Once I say it and you didn't hear it, it's gone. It's gone forever. Okay. I'm going to do bookmancy and then I'll move into our oracles and then we're going to get this baby over with. So we have Path of Shadow by Morg. He's a Neogenian and previously known as Hyperion. Beyond self-awareness. Self-awareness allows you to recognize that you are an individual entity, separate and unique from the environment. It allows you to self-reflect and think, oh, I am and I. We're going to leave it there. Self-reflect and think, I am and I. That's like saying I am the observer of the hologram. What I see is nothing but a manifestation of my output energy. And so when we're born in the Matrix, we're born into we have eyes and then we have the collective. Eyes come about from the collective minds all together. And so with that collective comes with a lot of all the eyes we've ever had, from way back when we started, to ancient energies up into our most recent energies. And so there are patterns that are outdated in that collective energy. And that's where the self-actualization, the self-awareness becomes vital. That's when you can start creating new things and breaking old patterns. Because it is natural that you would be born into a system that has, it's like, I don't know, like aged wine. So it has some components that have kind of permeated the collective. And this is when the archons come in. They're like dense, unconscious energy that is more pattern-like. And these are like the gatekeepers of the matrix. So when you start self-actualization, they'll gatekeep to keep you unconscious. And we've had archons for so long, they are basically thought forms in our subconscious minds. So we do have access to them to an extent. And we can bypass them. But it's only through self-awareness and I am and how we self-actualize and self-reflect and realizing who we are. And I think part of self-realization is choosing who you want to be. It contradicts who you were told to be by choosing who you wish to be. Because when we're born, no one ever asked you who you are. They told you who you are. You never got an opportunity to say, I am this. You never had the opportunity to say that. But as an adult, you can say that now. And hopefully, as time progresses and more realized beings become more aware, we will change the matrix in a way that we will allow beings that are born in this world to say, I am, as their first words. You know what I mean? Because right now, as it stands, our society is pretty thick on shoving information into you and indoctrinating you into who to be. So, raising the consciousness of the collective is only a problem for those who want to control it. And I think they are the ones who have the most problems. So, self-reflect and think, I am an I. Yes. Recognize you are an individual entity, separate and unique from the environment. With this Four of Cups, you are not the experiences that hurt you. You are the spiritual being having an experience. So sometimes you have to literally project your mind out into the eye of the pyramid and reflect on your life. The pyramid on the dollar, the pyramid of the Illuminati, the all-seeing eye, is not just for them, it's for everyone. And that it's like once we stop being afraid to take our power back, are we really able to heal ourselves? Part of it is a fear, I think, of taking our power back because it poses great risk to our community, the heritage that has been handed down to us, to think in a slave mindset of I am who I'm told to be and I am not who I think I am. Okay, that was heavy. I drowned after I said that. I just went whoop whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. We're dead. So those, it's a fear. Like, don't let The Illuminants scare you so badly because those are the ones who control the world. The gatekeepers scare you so bad that you're like, I can't even touch the magic that they use. No, the magic that they use is universal. It's for all of us. It's our God power to go into the hawk view of our lives, the all-seeing eye of our lives, and see ourselves. Sometimes you have to project yourself into a God's eye view so you can really see what you're doing. It's a method of detaching yourself from your environment and experiences, ideologies, and dogmas. So you can see yourself from a objective point of view, and you're able to see yourself from both point of views: a subjective point of view where things are happening to you, and an objective point of view where you are basically seeing a cause and effect happen to you. Like, I hope that makes sense. But you can see yourself from a subjective and objective viewpoint. That's the point of what I'm saying, okay? Don't get so caught up on definitions, because I don't. Hey, cat! I love you. Okay, so the all-seeing eye, the all-seeing pyramid is for all of us. But they have put the fear in you to not do it that way, to not see the world the way that they see it. Well, they run the world, so why can't I see it the same way you do? You run the collective, right? So there's a part of us agreeing with them to give our power away. And the part of us that gives our power away like that, are we doing it because we're afraid to take our power? So we have to give it to someone else to tell us what is good for us and what is not. Who we are and who we're not. I think the best thing I've ever heard anyone say is, what if government, G-O-V, is actually like a code name for like God? Or like, what if God is a code name for like government, control? But if that's true, we're all parts of government. Every single one of us is a part of that government. The government, I think someone's like, the government's like an elusive statement because it's made of many different parts and pieces. Well, the collective consciousness is very similar to that. It's made of a whole conglomerate of eyes, creating a system, the matrix. So we've been programmed to kind of get in where we fit in and play our part in our community that is preset to keep us a certain way. I'm just trying to help the sheep out and speak up for the goats who are still pretending to be sheep. Speak up for the goats who are pretending to be sheep, or stand with the goats who've taken off their sheep costumes, or like, I'm not with this. You know, I have a reason for being just like you. What is your reason? This is my selfless act. What is your selfless act? Okay, so that was Morgue. Now we're going to go to our Archon book, because I felt like Bael really wanted to be with this energy of the Archons. Again, I am still learning about Archons. Okay, so we have the symbol of flesh here. And this flesh can be the equivalent to our Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is talking about the first level of containment. Practice first level containment on a regular basis as often as you can. First in a private meditative exercise, and eventually in a public, as a way to control all emotions and contain energy. Through this powerful technique, you will quickly feel a detachment from this hectic world, which will be very pleasant. And you will, as a result, begin to note just how much energy you are giving up to silly things at the end of the day that really don't matter. So I said in the beginning, detachment. As a spiritual being, it is important for us to have a certain level of detachment to all of our experiences. Thus, we literally take them to the grave and harbor them in our souls when it really does not define us, because we are not our experiences. We are a eternal force that is ever changing, ever in motion, and ever evolving. Experiences are stagnant. They're temporary. They are forgettable. But when we choose to hold on to them, then we kind of force our spirit to start doing unnatural things that lowers our consciousness. And how we feel is very close to the vibration of our spirit. So it is vital for us to hold a certain level of detachment and to practice detachment. It's funny, I need to work on this myself personally. Thank you, Bael. Having a certain level of detachment with people, places, things, and experiences. Because when we attach ourselves to things, we are boxing ourselves into those things, boxing up our spirit. And that's not natural to our experience, that's not natural to our spirit. So this is first level containment. I don't want to read too much of this book. I just want to pick what I fall on. But it's a meditative practice, a way to control all emotions and contain the energy. So I feel like not reacting when you want to react. Some type of discipline in that. And seeing emotions are very temporary. I think one of my favorite quotes with emotions is like, it's like watching clouds go across the sky. And it's more like just observing your emotions and see what they're telling you about that experience. But you want to observe your emotions from like a God viewpoint, without judgment and without attachment to them. Because sometimes we get so wrapped up and involved with those feelings that are very fleeting. And they're very fleeting, and experiences are very fleeting in the whole speck of time that you even exist as a human being. We are literally specks, but we waste our time wrapping ourselves up in experiences and pains and emotions that are fleeting, and then lowering our quality of life because we're holding on to that experience, that emotion, that pain, that trauma. There's a lightness that should be had in our spirit. And also the challenging part may be the observance of our lives as a God. Maybe that's the challenge. That was beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to keep that there. I should probably read these books more often for myself. I'm just going to keep that one there. I like that. I want to learn more about that because I need it. I definitely need it. My emotional trigger is rage. But I know better. So, we are going to move into our oracles, and then we're going to get into our tarot cards. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of wine and some water. I'll be getting mad. I get mad. And sometimes it's like, what are you so angry about? Sometimes I feel like in the Star Wars movie with Luke, and how when he was a child he was approached by the Jedi, and he was like, "You're a slave," which he was a slave, and he got so offended by that comment. I'm not a slave. Like, he already knew as a child, I'm not a fucking slave. Don't talk to me like that. And that's how I kind of feel. That I know this place is bullshit. Like, I know this matrix and how it's set up is bullshit. I've always known that. I don't know why. And it makes me mad that it's like this. It makes me mad that we are slaves when we are not slaves. And it makes me even more mad that some of us choose to be slaves when we're not. You know, I've searched for God forever, only to realize she was always with me. And I had to realize myself instead of looking for it on the outside. Because when I look for it on the outside, I found slaves, like people committing themselves to things that for me looked like slavery, that wasn't true, that didn't make me feel free. And it's like, okay, so you're telling me to go this way, but that doesn't feel right to me. I still feel the same way I felt already. So that's not the way to God. Not for me. And that's not to say it is like that for everyone. But for me, I found it within, you know, and it just upsets me that I feel like we are literally living, walking, breathing gods on this planet. You know, like there's KRS-One is one of my dudes, and he said on a seminar that I love his point of view. I love his perspective. I love the way he eyes and how he sees things. Because it's similar to how I see things. And he inspires me to see people in their right, which is a god or goddess. And he said, I look at this woman and I see a god. But that doesn't mean she sees herself as a god. But when I look at her, I see a God. And that's how I see a lot of people. But I see that they settle for their programming. And they act out of programming instead of seeing divinity within others, let alone themselves. And they start spewing out their programming ideologies onto others. And it's like, you're not even speaking from a core of soul. You're speaking from a program. You're not even being true to yourself. And it upsets me because I know in a bigger standpoint, some of these things we cannot control because that's just how the world is. That's how everyone has been programmed. I was born in it too, you know, and it upsets me. It upsets me. Can I be mad about it? Can I not be mad about it? Can I be like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Did I just wake up in this fucking nightmare and they're like, yeah, slaves? Like, what? Who told you that? Who decided we were slaves? Who? I'm mad. I'm upset about it. And it's okay to be upset about that. To have your God right taken away from you and replaced with some lie. That's okay to be mad about that. I don't think I'm being unreasonable. And to realize it was a fucking lie, it's just makes me want to flip the table. It's like, oh my God, you fucking people. Like, what the shit? It makes me just so mad. It does. And then it's like, calm down, bring it down. Shh, bring it down. Relax. It's okay. It's okay. As long as you know, that's okay. It's all right. Just shh. You know? I get mad at people and the system and everyone. And very defensive. And it's like, I just need to remember to bring it down, bring it back to me, and understand I know now what I didn't know before. And that's what's important. Now, move forward. Keep moving forward with what you know. Keep moving forward, because I cannot go back in the past. I can only go forward. And I'm still mad about it. I'm fucking mad! Oh, God damn it! Alright, so we're gonna move on now. So let's pull our Dark Goddess cards. And it was probably way easier for people to limit me before. But like I said, I was in and out, so not really. But it did, but not really. Because, like, it's kind of like, I'll be quiet, but I'll be like, I notice things, but I'll be quiet about it. But that doesn't mean on the inside I'm not at war with myself and what you just said to me. But now, that shit just makes me want to hurl a table at your face. It makes me so mad. It's like, don't dare talk to me like a slave. Don't talk to me like a slave. Don't talk to me less than what I am. And I won't talk to you less than what you are. And if I am, let me know. And I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, it takes two to tango. I can admit when I fuck up. You know, it might be hard, but, you know, I know better. And it's like, people just be talking to each other so disrespectfully. Like, people just be disrespecting the gods of this planet, not realizing that they're gods. And I think that's why they do it. They don't see themselves as important, so they don't treat people with value. Maybe that's it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But whew, let's pull our goddess cards and stop talking about myself.
Aware.
Okay. We got two that want to flip out. We'll just leave it with that. Oh, we have Baba Yaga and revenge. We have loss and revenge. So I'm already triggered by this revenge card. I feel vengeful on a standpoint of fuck the system. Not really, but because I feel like we can still do something. But
Allowed.
I feel some type of way with the mass slavery of humanity. I feel some type of way about it. And the more I am, the more I become aware that I am a being worth value, giving my value away to people who just want to control everyone and keep us in death and suffering. Yes, it makes me angry. It makes me angry. Angry and protective. It's like weird. It's like, because I don't want to. I believe we need to destroy certain things within ourselves that is killing ourselves, that is literally programmed to kill us. I don't want humanity to die. I personally think we are the bee's knees. I personally think being a god, a goddess, androgynous, for you guys who like androgyny, I like it too. I think we are pretty cool. I want more of us. I want more of us so we can start building a better matrix than this bullshit that a couple of people just wanted to hold all the power and like use us like basically batteries from the Matrix, like little batteries. And I hate that shit. We can't even say little because we're not little. We're not little. We're literally capsulated gods being controlled by other gods. And it really makes this ugly anger in me. I feel like this is like the revenge towards knowing what's been oppressing you, what's been hurting you. But I feel like when I said bring it down, when I tell myself bring it back, bring it back in and bring it in, it's like you can't get mad. I mean, you can't really get mad at people and fault them when they're only operating from their level of conscious awareness. There are those who see when shown, and those who do not see. Is it really morally right for me to bash on people who do not see at all? Like they're just doing what they're programmed to do. And I feel like you gotta gauge that shit. Skim your emotions, like this angel said, and really see where you're a little out of control and where it's justified. Because I do believe in justified revenge. I do believe in justified anger. But some anger that we feel is overboard. It's toxified. It's us holding on to something when we can actually ascend past the pain. And emotions are temporary. That certain level of detachment from the rage, so that you can understand where you're coming from a God's viewpoint and not so subjective from a personal standpoint. You know what I mean? And it's like some type of dance. Like this lady, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hands. And I'm thinking of Shiva, but her name is Diti. And there's some type of dance, rhythm, motion, I feel like, with sacred rage. I'm thinking sacred rage. With transmuting that pain into power, where it's not so destructive, but transformative. So instead of destroying things, you can use that energy to create what you want from what was taken from you and what you didn't have. It's some type of dance. I feel like some type of dance with our emotions and observation of our emotions. Now, Baba Yaga is, for me, a very close goddess with loss, because I feel like I've lost a lot over and over, constantly losing shit, constantly over. And a lot of it, sad to say, is due to me not being aware or taking accountability or taking responsibility of my God power. And that is the worst type of loss, when you could have done better and you didn't. And I really identified with this goddess. I don't know where to go from there. There's a lot of heavy pain, and I'm feeling it. Pain and rage that I feel like, if not observed with a level of detachment and not transmuted, can be very dangerous to the community, to self. Because as you hurt your community, you are hurting yourself. And I feel like these two goddesses revenge and loss are attached to this Four of Cups. This locked in, blocked area in our hearts of revenge, anger, rage, and loss. And it's validated. Can I say that? It's fucking validated. It feels very much validated. But it's what you do with it. Yes, your pain is validated. What are we doing with it? Our hearts are our earth. So are we just burning our earth up? Is that really going to solve the rage and the loss and the revenge and the pain that we feel? Because you are still a creator God. You can do something with that pain. When you transmute that, it can yield so much more powerful shit. So much more. It feels like, I think yield came, something on the ghost radar was like the yielding, and I feel like the yield from taking this pain and fucking flipping the switch. I don't know, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like taking this feeling in the heart and transmuting it into making something better. Because you fucking deserve it. It's going to have a great yield because the pain is so deep. The love is going to be just that great. The darkness is that dark, and so the light will be that bright. If you look at it that way. It's something about that, like pivoting and yielding is what I keep getting. Like something, I almost keep thinking of like an arrow pulling, like the pain is like pulling it back and really hitting your fucking target, maybe breaking the fucking target, but it's in a transmutative way. Like you could either create more destruction or do something about it that's really going to validate how you feel. Like you've already had the pain. You've already had the pain. We've already had the pain. What we're trying to make is a way out of it and not be crushed by this emotion. This emotion is heavy. You can crush yourself in this, or you can use it as motivation and power to create some shit that was taken from you, that you lost. And it's not going to be easy, because how you feel is validated. I feel like as much as we want to throw tables at people, we could sit down and get some shit done. You know? That's what I feel like. As much as we want to throw tables at people, let's just get this shit done so I can move on from my fucking pain. Because the more I sit and wanting to throw tables at people, we're not doing anything that I haven't already done, which is I've already experienced the fucking pain. I've already lost. I've already suffered. What we really want is to move out of that. So it's what you do with it. These are some really nice goddesses. It's a nice pairing between revenge and loss. And there's a certain type of detachment from it. Like, I feel like there's attachment, but I feel like what Bael is asking is detach from it and look at it from a God's point of view. Why did this happen? What did it teach you? Because in all darkness is wisdom. We just gotta turn on the black flame so we can see the wisdom in the darkness. making our darkness alive. And from a God's view, where are we going after this? Where is the destination? It's like someone like fucking threw a goddamn wrench in the plans of where we were going, and now we had an injury or some type of hiccup with the Four of Cups, like something like blocked us from something. Now, from a God's point of view, that happened. Now what do we do? That's why we need detachment. There is a heavy feeling of attachment to the revenge and the loss because they are validated emotions, justifiable emotions to feel this way. But I feel like the detachment is going to help us move out of this energy and into what's going to fulfill us emotionally, which is vital to our spirit, because our heart is our earth, our memories are our sun. And when we look back on how we overcame our pain, that is a beautiful sunlight on our heart. So we're going to move into our shadow elements and see what other pains are in the darkness. I almost forgot Bael was here. I was just chilling. Got another lightning bolt. What's up with this lightning bolt? I don't know what this symbol is. But we have, okay, swear to God, we've got 2 lightning bolts. The angel with the 6 of cups, and the world the demon has some type of staff with, it looks like a lightning bolt. Like there's a lightning bolt at the bottom, and there's like a cross at the top of the staff. And then we got lightning bolt came out as a shadow element, which is sudden change, shocking news, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. There's some, like, it feels like alchemy of some sort.
Snow.
Alchemy with, like, our thoughts, our I ams.
Appearance.
We wrap emotions in a thought. So how are we packaging up our emotions and sending them from hell to heaven? Our root to our crown chakra. Working on that is important. We have karmic relationships, feeling triggered, letting go, and loving yourself, lessons, and resentment. So karma is literally actions. Karmic relationships and karmic dynamics are situations that our soul brings about. There is no other. There's only I. Other is an illusion. So if other is an illusion, things that outside of us that have caused us pain because pain is supposed to be a motivation to move us out of a phase, to motivate us to keep moving, to change, to transform something within us, to realize something. You don't know that you need to go to the doctor unless your fucking leg is hurting, right? Something's wrong. You have to know something's wrong, it has to hurt, right? And so that's why we go through painful situations with people, places, things, and experiences so that we can see what is going on with us. Like, that's wrong. It's a more reflective type of thing. And this is why I feel like the detachment is so necessary, because once we get super detached to the people, places, things, and experiences, we actually start externalizing them and making them really permanent. When we are forgetting amnesia that we are making this world based off of our perceptions. We are projecting out of what's already within. So if you're attracting karmic lessons and relationships, these are lessons to teach you something about yourself that is either unhealed or needing to be transmuted, changed, or shifted around. It's a reflective game. It's like playing. We also have fucking mirror here. Wow. Mirroring each other's self-image, relationships, self-reflection on our wounds, and introspection. So whenever, this is why the detachment is so necessary, man. I know this. I know better. I know better, but I have attachment problems and I'm possessive. So, but we're working on it. We're working on it. That's why we're here. We all got to go through it. And I'm you, and what I see is me. This is my selfless act. It's a dance. It's some type of dance mirroring game. So I was born into an unconscious world, only to teach me to be conscious within myself. It brought me closer to me. So karmic lessons are just lessons to help you see yourself through the experience of another. Like, what can I learn from myself in this experience with this other person? What is this person teaching me through how they're treating me? About me. Like, but so many people want to feel entitled to their pain. So many people want to feel entitled to externalizing the other and forgetting that that other is literally a projection of you. Like, it's not real. And it's like takes a certain level of getting real with yourself and remembering your power instead of externalizing it and making it somebody else's responsibility to I am for you, to validate who you are. But no one can validate who we are. Only we can validate who we are. And sometimes the validation of who we are is seeing the lesson someone else is teaching us through how they are treating us, if that makes sense, about ourselves. My example is being born in an unconscious world just to teach me to gain consciousness of self. My lesson is being codependent on others to teach me the only dependency I need is of myself to step into my power, constantly giving me people and experiences and lessons of when are you going to step into your power? And until you learn to do that, you'll be thrown into these situations because that is what your soul wants. And the big game of it all, the big illusion is that our soul the angels and demons are all within us. Our soul is literally elevating us through our experiences, through others, through good and bad, right and wrong lessons and blessings to keep us on our path. And sometimes we are choosing wrong for ourselves. That's leading us off of our path, leading us away from ourselves. And the more that we keep outsourcing, the more we keep choosing wrong for ourselves, the more lost we become. And I like to say, like, I really do think like everyone has that choice to follow their path. But I feel like when the more you habitualize choosing a path that is not yours, the harder it is to realize what is your path and to hear your voice. The more you choose not to listen to yourself, the harder it is to hear yourself when you speak to yourself through others, people, places, things, and experiences. It's getting lost in the matrix. It's getting trapped in the matrix. But it's not... Sometimes I feel like it's not by the matrix doing it. Sometimes it's by your own choice. Because we are given free will. I mean, that's the shit of it. We are given free will. So, like, I remember in the other one, I was like, I gave you the choice, right? So if you chose wrong, that's your fault, right? That's your fault. It was your free will. And Bael, this is his reading, King of Wands. The king of your wand, your magic, your willpower, your choices. Everything goes back to us. Regrettably, always us. It's our fault. Damn it. Oh, fuck. I gotta take responsibility for this shit. Goddamn. Where's Jesus? So Shakira. Oh, God. God damn it. I did it again. Ah, fuck. I sometimes feel like the Tourette's guy. If anyone remembers the Tourette's guy when it was like a thing for like 5 minutes, I still remember him, and he is my spirit animal. Ah, fish sticks. All right, so we're gonna pull our graveyard cards, and just remember, this doesn't have to be so serious, but it is serious, but it's also fun. It's supposed to be a game, but we've taken it way too serious. Like, I feel like just a healthy balance between serious and fun. Like a healthy balance between, because it's not a game. Because, I mean, shit, man, you don't want lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson. It's just getting all fucked up as you keep choosing wrong, but at the same time, you want to have, like, fun. You want to make some mistakes so you can learn something. But you also want to, like, get some good shit out of it, you know? A healthy balance between having fun and taking it serious, but not too serious, and not so much fun that you're just loosey-goosey and you're like just being wild and out there, getting all fucked up when your spirit's like, okay, I think we should be serious now, and you're like, no. All right, we got 2 cards. We got transformation. We got rest. I think transforming how we see ourselves is going to be a shock to the system with this lightning bolt. Especially if we've been choosing to be a certain way for so long. It's like eating McDonald's for like your whole life, and all of a sudden you're like, I want to be healthy. Your body's like, hold up, where's the Big Mac? Like, your body literally gets sick because you've been doing, isn't that fucked up? Like, literally, your body gets sick when you change up the routine and start doing what's actually meant to be healthy for it, and it's like, what? It gets sick. I think a good example would be like when I used to experiment with like watching TV, and then I would like go like a week without TV, and I definitely noticed, man, there is a fucking weird addiction towards television where it's like your brain is like, I want to watch TV, I want to watch TV. This is back when like cable was a thing, and like you go a little nuts, and it's like, wait a minute, like when you observe that, it's like, that's not natural. Like, I shouldn't be like dependent on TV. Like, that's not okay. That's a little weird. And it's little things like that, observing that, and seeing how sometimes shit that we do that is unhealthy for us becomes habitual, and then we no longer can tell whether or not we're doing something that's healthy or unhealthy for us until we change something. So this is why I think rest is necessary with all of these epiphanies and learning about ourselves and trying to change our world based off of inner work, inner reflection, detachment, observation of ourselves from, and it may need rest to look at ourselves and reflect on our lives from the all-seeing eye of God. Because if you've been seeing yourself from a very subjective point of view, or if you've been seeing yourself from a subjective point of view and your ideology, it will be a shock to the system to see yourself bigger than that, or to see yourself smaller. Because I feel like when you're seeing yourself from God's point of view, you're looking at yourself objectively, so smaller, not so personal, and it may upset you, and you may need a rest from it. Dude, when I do like heavy shadow work, digging in my own shadows, I need a moment afterwards. Because sometimes you'll really realize shit about yourself, good or bad. And you just need to process it. Give yourself time to process this. And the more you do it, you're working at it. It's a skill. to becoming who you are meant to be, to become more of who you are within yourself, not without, not based off of appearances. And appearances is on the ghost radar, so is becoming. Not based off of how you want others to see you, but how you truly are within yourself. And that's the transformation, transforming yourself out of who you were told to be, to become who you really are within yourself, within your being. And sometimes that takes a little work because we've integrated into ourselves what the matrix wants us to be and to ourselves. And that's not really true to who we really are. So it's kind of like you have to undo some shit to find yourself and plant some shit to become yourself. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. And I think that it can be a tiring process. I'll tell you that. It can be very tiring. It can be very shocking. It can be very saddening. It can be empowering. And it does take work, especially when it's pain and trauma, and Four of Cups with this rage and loss, especially with loss that is heavy lessons, especially if there's a lot of them in wounds. That takes some rest, I will say that. Depending on the degree of fuckery and pain, I might have to rest after that shit. Take a break, take a nap, take a little nappy nap. Self-care, love yourself a little bit, and then get up again, keep going. All right, so we got through all our cards. Now we're going to do our last two, which is my ghost cards, which I'm pretty good at reading these cards. And then we're going to leave it at our Stranger Things, and we're going to call it a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the reading so far with Bael. I really love these ghost cards. They're little though. I wish they were like regular size, but that's okay. They have like a blue evil eye on the back of them. Yeah, I'm gonna do another reading with Bael, Metatron, and Belial, visibly, so you can see the cards. I just have to set that up. I'm really just kind of, to be honest, discouraged from the first one I did on camera because it just went so shitty, man. Like, it was like one problem after another, and I'm like, this shit ain't even worth it. I don't even want to edit the fucking video. I was so mad. And that literally was like day one of me trying to play with the camera. So I'm not going to give up on it. Of course not. But it's just frustrating. It was very frustrating. And that's why I did the Lucifer channel reading in an audio over, because I just deleted the video because I'm like, it was just a fucking hot mess. It was like so shitty. Okay, a lot of cards. Alright, so we have putting some shit to rest with our Four of Swords. Putting some shit to rest, or having a hard time putting some stuff to rest. Mentally. Our memories are our sun. We have the Two of Cups. Oh God, we got a lot. Oh Lord Jesus. We got the karmic lessons. Five of Wands. Conflicting willpowers. These are that people that don't stay in their lane. The matrix energy, which is programmed to keep everybody in deaf energy, kind of like trying to stunt you from really being your true self. Be aware of those. Be aware of them. These are the karmic lessons. I saw this card in my mind's eye. I was wondering if it would come out because karmic relationships came out, and it did. And it has like basically, I remember having this dream about this ball, like literally a ball. It looked like a fireball, but when you look closer, it was a bunch of people, like arms and torsos, like all mixed and twisted up with each other, and all I could hear was like crying and screaming. And I don't know if that was hell. I don't know what the fuck that was, but I don't know what that was. I still don't know what that was. And when I bought these cards, it has an image that was very similar to that of my dream. And these are these archonic energies, unconscious energies that are just programmed to kill and cause suffering on conscious beings, to keep their frequencies low. These are the bullets we want to dodge, and our soul knows the way out, because the only way out is in. The only way out is inside, because that's how you got here. And when you reach a certain level of consciousness within, you can dodge bullets like Neo, through knowing. There is no spoon. That means there is no other. And so the dark matter is what we move with our minds, because the dark matter is there to bring us closer to our inner divinity through lessons, through experiences, through people, places, things. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, emotional pain, being free, the Eight of Wands, the High Priestess, the Three of Wands. We have a lot of Wands energy. The Two of Swords, indecision. The Queen of Swords, having healthy boundaries. So remember, Shax brings us our attention to having unhealthy boundaries, where we literally isolate ourselves based off of our holding on to pain. We want to be mindful of the power of the Queen of Swords. She is a boundary keeper. But she can also, too much boundaries can be limiting to us. And depending on what we're keeping the boundary up for, is it truly because someone is threatening us, or is it because we don't want to admit something, or we want to holding on to some pain? There's many reasons why people keep up boundaries, and a lot of times it's surrounding some type of pain. So you want to observe what type of pain it is with the Four of Cups, because it came up again with these cards and the Demon. What pain are we holding on to? Baba Yaga, loss and revenge. What pain are we holding on to that is causing us to have healthy boundaries or unhealthy boundaries? And the only way we'll know that is by skimming our emotions by the God view of the all-seeing eye of the pyramid, and really detaching ourselves and seeing ourselves from a detached viewpoint of what is necessary and what is not. Not for others, because others doesn't exist. It's for us. It's always been for us. The other was just teaching us that it was for us, because they came from us. Our projections, our experiences teaching us something that we have not learned about ourselves. And that's the High Priestess energy. The Two of Swords is being blinded to decisions, the double-edged sword. What we do with our mind can hurt or harm us. And what we're not doing with our mind can hurt and harm us too. There are some dogmatic energies with holding on to emotions and thoughts, ideologies and things. There's elements of holding on to things emotionally and mentally that may be outgrown at this point, or needs to be looked at. We have the Two of Cups, which is coming together. This could be with relationships and communities that we've already established with that Ten of Pentacles Demon card and the heritage and community. There are attachments to our community that we were born into, that is keeping us in a way that's serving us or causing us a great disservice. And how you know where you are is based off of how you feel. Remember the song, the boy, he felt some type of way about his hometown because he wanted more out of life. But his memories of his hometown is his son. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, the memories of your past, are they good ones? Are they nourishing your heart? I'm going to put that song on. If I can find it. I keep playing it in my head, but I don't know the lyrics. So I'm like, anime. Oh my god. I don't even know if that's how you say his name. I'm going to put a bad thing. And then maybe it'll help me find the other song. Sheet. Oh lord, what the hell is that? That's not it. You know how you put something in YouTube trying to figure out a song and it gives you like the wrong answer? Like, no, definitely not. Damn it. What is it? I don't know, man. Please help me. Help me find this. Oh my god. What the hell? What is that song? The popular one. Bad Thing. Son is son. Something something. I don't know this song. God damn it. Damn it hell. What is it called? What is it called? All I got is Bad Thing. That's a bad girl. I don't know. Bad Thing. Girl. What the fuck? I think I found him. It's called Caroline. I was way off. Way off. Damn. We found him though. That's all that matters. Now, what was the song that I keep thinking of for this reading? So, you hear it? That guy. But he has another song that is more serious. And I can't think of the name. So let me just do a general search and hopefully YouTube knows me well enough that it will give me what I'm looking for, please. I gotta pee, guys. Oh lord, probably not. I'm having a hard time already. I found it. It's called Turf. Anime Turf. Okay, I gotta pee. I'm not gonna pee with you guys on the phone, so I'm gonna pick this up later. Be right back. All right, I am back. I went and peed. I got a tuna sandwich, and I forgot where we were at. I think we're gonna move into our Stranger Things tarot cards, and I wanted to play a little bit of Anime Turf, the song that I kept channeling from the quote, "Our hearts, our earth, our memories, our sun." Okay, so we have it now, and we might end it with another quote from him because he kept coming through. We literally had memory in one of the demon cards. Let's turn it down a bit. Okay. I'm gonna take a bite of my tuna. Literally flipping through our path like we used to flip through the phone, reliving memories that have some Four of Cups, Four of Swords attached to it, some type of pattern, locked in attachment to. And it's really evaluating and seeing what that means to us, and is that contributing to our soul. So we're going to go ahead and start up with this. I don't think I finished all the cards with the ghost deck. We also have the Wheel of Fortune, Bael, with lessons and opportunity. That is the Wheel of Fortune energy, lessons and opportunity. And it's all depending on our choices, because it is our choices what we make out of this illusion by how we mirror our wounds onto another and how we are capable of self-reflection. So that Three of Wands is working on a skill towards developing our self-reflection and mirroring onto others, and what that mirroring has to teach us about ourselves and our place in our society, our heritage. Okay. And not staying in places that you've outgrown, whether that's emotionally or mentally. So, I haven't heard this song in a minute. I love it. I love this song. I see Cat Williams in the corner of my screen as one of the YouTube shorts. Chris Brown is there too. But Cat Williams is significant. I've been getting a lot of little hits from Cat Williams with these memes people have been making about him. And it's so necessary. These people, when they pass, they basically are already our ancestors. They are part of the collective. And, you know, how long is it going to take us for realizing that some of the celebrities that we idolize are, in fact, a type of God form? And they are very vital to us, pushing us in the directions we need to go. Whoever your idols are significant in your journey. And sometimes we need to pay attention to those small signs and symbols of what they're trying to teach us, show us through their words, their life experiences, that may contribute to what we're going through currently. And I've recently just realized that. So, molecular came up on the ghost radar. That's a very specific word. Molecular. That's like breaking this shit down to fully understand what the fuck is going on. I'm just trying to find the answers under the veil. That's what I wanted as a child. What did you want when you were a child? And is it manifesting? Are you working towards it? And if you're not, why aren't you? What's holding you back? So I'm going to restart this song because I love it. I haven't heard this song in forever. I used to listen to it when I would dream about leaving, but again, I was in and out, so I didn't know where I was going to go. Leave where? Where you going? Where you going? Huh? And then, but you know, it's a weird feeling to be in a spot where you don't feel like this is where you're supposed to be, but then at the same time not knowing where to go. That's my story of being in and out, like half asleep, half awake, like knowing this is bullshit, trying to fit in with the sheep, but you're a fucking goat pretending to be a sheep, and just like at some point you have to let go of something in order to receive something. And I feel like with Bael, he was asking me to release my need to fit in, especially in places where I'm not welcomed, or I don't fit in, or I'm not among the others. I'm not them. To release that so you can see where you're supposed to be and who you are, which is a lot to release a community, a heritage, when you're trying so hard to fit in and you never really feel like you are in place. It's a really difficult thing to feel, and I think I felt that, and I still feel that, but the more I release the need to fit in, the more I find my place is within me. So we have the Emperor that came out in our Stranger Things card, which is action, a lot of action with the Emperor. It's being at peace and being in peace with what you've built, what you've worked towards. What you've worked towards that feeds your soul in a sense, that gives you a sense of fulfillment, not enslaved by what you've built, but feel like what you've built is feeding into your soul. And it's true to where you are meant to be, where you always wanted to be, and that you put that work in to get there. Now, you have a lot of emperors who work towards stuff for the wrong reasons and don't feel fulfilled. And that can have a lot of different reactions. Suicide. Some people, that's just one that came up. Suicide is one. Gun was on the radar. Working for stuff that is not feeding our souls, but feeding some selfish ideology, feeding some community that's really sucking the life out of them. And then those things that you work your energy into to build end up sucking the life out of you, your soul out of you, because it's not feeding your soul. We have 10 of Spokes, which the Stranger Things had, there's like the 4 elements with all tarot cards. This one was different because it had different symbolisms. And I'm not sure what these are, but we got spokes in both. One, I see a wheel in the clouds. So I'm just going to interpret the images, which is what I've been trying to work towards doing with this deck, because I do like this deck. I have a very strong connection with the show Stranger Things. I fucking love it. And so these cards are great because I'm so connected to that movie, the show, that these images, I could just look at the image instead of reading it by the title. So with the spokes in the sky, there's like a wheel. It's clouds. It's like, how you look in the clouds and you're like, oh, that looks like an elephant, or that looks like a blah, blah, blah. This one looks like a wheel. And I immediately think of the Wheel of Fortune with lessons again and opportunities. The lessons and opportunities that are in our emotions. Remember I told you the metaphor with detachment and observation, self-reflection on our emotions. It's like watching your emotions are similar to watching clouds in the sky as they go by. I said that. And this is observing, I feel like, the lessons and opportunities in our emotions that we've had in the past, the present, and the future. Like, you can visualize your future emotionally, and that's a good way to manifest your future, is really projecting a feeling of how you want to feel in the future. And that's replacing an emotion in the present that doesn't serve you with an emotion that does serve you by projecting a positive emotion. Sometimes that takes you going back in the past and releasing an emotion that you're locked onto that is not serving you presently, so you can make sure your output now in the future is going to be to feel free, to feel and fulfilled, to feel empowered, to feel on your path. What does that feel like for you? What does freedom feel to you? What does empowerment feel like? And you need that feeling in order to visualize something to create it. And this is nothing to do with other, because other is nothing but an illusion. If you're projecting negative feelings on an other, you're literally projecting it back to yourself, because you will receive what you put out. Because there's nobody else in the room but you, and your illusions only serve as a lesson to teach you about what you need to learn about yourself. That's why they were put in that position in your life, because your soul put them there. And it's not to destroy you, but sometimes we take things too personally and create enemies when there is no enemy. So the next one we have is another spoke, which this makes me think of playing, like even the cloud, making it a game. And it is a game in a sense. You want to have fun, but like not take it, but also be serious, because you don't want to, I feel like you want to take it serious because your life is important. Like, how the quality of your life is fucking serious. It's important, but also make it fun. Like, it's fun. It's supposed to be a game, but we've made this way too seriously, or sometimes playing too much and not caring about what we manifest, how we affect people. You know what I mean? Yeah. How we affect people is how we affect ourselves. How we treat others is a big reflection of how we already feel and treat ourselves. That's why it's self-reflection. And the other one is 10. 10 again with like establishments. I feel like making this a skill. Like, it's a skateboard. and there's a 10 on the bottom of it, and there's clouds in the sky again, and it's very cloudy. I feel like, again, with this detachment, flow, like a skill, like skateboarding through your emotions and just enjoying the moment. But it's a skill. Like, you could fall off your skateboard, you could fuck yourself up on your skateboard. So practice. I feel like the practice and flow is important here. Let's see what's on the back of the deck, and then we'll call it we have the 4 of scoops. And this is like community. I feel like a sense of sharing. You know, after really working on the skill of flowing and playing and gaining a skill in the detachment and self-reflection of our thoughts and emotions, we can incorporate that with the game of I and other, and just make it enjoyable to be with an other by realizing and remembering, because we forget other is not real. It's only a projection of ourselves. So have fun with yourself. And I feel like maybe sometimes we don't really have that much fun alone. So adding an other into the picture sometimes makes it worse. I and other, I and other, I and other. So that was awesome. So I really feel like there is a need to go into the inner child and finding out who you are before you were told who to be. Some of our inner child selves have gone through some shit when we shouldn't have. And we gotta approach ourselves with some tenderness, some love, especially if we never received that tenderness and love and care and listening ear as a child. But as an adult, when you time travel in your mind to yourself, make sure you don't repeat the voice of your parents. There's a quote that says, the way we speak to our children becomes their inner voice. And sometimes that makes a very significant impact on how we speak to ourselves. So when you do that time traveling to your inner child to venture and figure out who you are and really make a better, improved relationship with yourself, be mindful of how you speak to yourself and who do you sound like? You know, like, who do you sound like? And that will give you an idea of some patterns that have been ingrained in your mind that you probably need to release. Because you could be oppressing yourself, your inner self, based off of what you were taught. So, I want to end it with a quote from this song, Turf, by Anime. I'm going to look up this lyrics and just randomly scroll to a lyric. I think Bael is happy. I look around and I see nothing in my neighborhood. Not satisfied. Don't think I ever want to stay for good. Packed up my bags. Told my mom and dad I gotta go. And once I do, they'll finally see the inner me. Make sure you see the inner you. How you see yourself is very important. Sometimes the people outside of us will never see us because of their programming. I feel like seeing nothing in the past could be seeing nothing in your programming and the programmed people around you. It's a very hard thing to realize, like, I'm trying to search for something, but every time I search outside of myself, I don't see nothing. And that's basically how this world is programmed, to dense death and suffering energy, where it's almost like nothingness. They say that a lot of people don't believe in a future because they don't see anything beyond what's in front of them. It's like darkness. But if you're not satisfied with where you are, there's time to go on an inner journey. And sometimes that inner journey you go on is going to start asking you to release things outside of yourself that aren't serving you, that aren't bringing you anything to your soul. And it's finally seeing the inner you. The only way out is in. The only motion is forward. Keep moving forward. Keep going within and asking yourself, who am I? What do I want? How do I feel? How am I fulfilling myself? So that was our reading for Bael. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Thank you for being here, and namaste ashe. Bye.
I used to have dreams, now I look around.